David, thanks very much for joining us here at the EPRA Sustainability Summit. There's a lot of focus on standards at the moment, particularly in the real estate industry. What's happening from a UK perspective?
So in the UK, I'm chair of the governance board for the UK Net Zero Carbon Buildings Standard, which is an initiative which has come about as a result of the entire real estate and built environment industry coming together, initially through the major professional organisations, the RIBA, the RICS, the Institute of Structural Engineers, CIBSE, the UK Green Building Council, joined on the governance board and as founding members of the standard by organisations like the Building Better Partnership, the BRE, the Carbon Trust. So you can see that we've got an incredibly wide group of people coming together, all seeking to define what a net zero carbon asset should be. So the UK really has come behind this initiative. It's looking at both embodied and operational carbon, so embodied for new and operational for new assets that are created and how they will operate over time. But obviously for existing assets, it's focusing mostly on the operational piece, but it will include embodied carbon in any kind of major deep retrofits as well. So we're looking to come up with a standard for the entire industry to use. While it's being created by the professionals, the intention behind it is that the banks, the lenders, will start demanding that the loans that they give to real estate conform with the standard. We hope that the developers who are producing buildings or asset owners who have existing buildings or are investors who are buying, investing in new buildings, the big pension funds who already have huge portfolios, will also adopt this. Alongside that, we hope all the major valuation organisations through RICS will also take it on board, and we are complying, for instance, with the RICS whole life carbon standard methodology. So it really is an opportunity for the whole industry to come together behind one single way of measuring net zero. We're also including all the construction industry in this as well. So we have supply chain and major contractors all contributing. So from top to bottom, one end of the food chain to the other, and the whole ecosystem we hope will come together and use this definition for the way we move forward with real estate over the next 5, 10, 15 critical years.
Yeah, it's interesting. In our journal Impact, there's a lot of discussion around standards and particularly the proliferation of standards and whether or not that's actually going to move the needle and make a real difference.
It's a really good question, and the last thing that we wanted to do was to be accused of coming up with another set of metrics that just make it even harder for asset owners or people who are designing or developing buildings to have to comply with. So the really key thing for us is that we are working with the standards that have already been and the methodologies that are already being developed by the major organisations who are part of the standard. So the RICS, the recent whole life carbon methodology, we will be using that as a way to measure. The RIBA 2030 document around change is going to adopt the net zero carbon building standard. The BRE, who are bringing out a new version 7 of BREEAM, will also incorporate a net zero target, which we will make sure is aligned with the standard. So basically, rather than proliferating, what we're actually hoping to do is to consolidate and bring together all the various different initiatives that are going on around the UK into one commonly accepted definition. So it is for the industry and by the industry, and that's why it's been really crucial that we see so many people getting involved in the delivery of it and engage openly with the rest of the industry to find out how they would use it and whether that's just to make sure that it's robust.
Yeah, I think the standards is a really important part of how we actually drive this further forward. Thanks very much, David.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you.